Okay, so ducat farming. Shut up, Barrow. You're overpriced. Goddamn highway robbery. What about the Obex, or do you already have that? I don't have the Obex. I just don't know if I want it, because ultimately I've got the Haruto, which is about as good, I think. Might not attack as fast, but, melee weapons are a little harder on me, because they're kind of hard on my fingers-ish, and so I'd prefer to go with other ones. Because my Obex is fun. It's a space program. Okay, maybe I'll get it. We'll see. Yeah, who's this frame? This is Mesa with her deluxe skin on, which looks really good. I guess let's see what we're, let's see what we're up against. Okay, so I need to do Lith, specifically, and it's garbage. Okay. Well, honestly, we could kind of zip through a spy mission, but there's probably better. Yeah, exterminate on Axie. Or capture on Axie. Yeah, we've got some options. Alright, I'm just gonna invite people back. Let's see, so Matariel. Solaire. Yeah, sorry Gav, I saw your message too late. I usually check, Warframe chat a little bit more. Let's see, how much grinding do you need to commit to for this game? It's both a lot and very little. It's kind of one of those where it really depends on what you're trying to get out of it. It's not like World of Warcraft where you have to enjoy the game, you have to do all this crazy grinding. In fact, I am so incredibly overgeared, almost nothing is a challenge to me anymore. There's a couple, but for the most part it's almost nothing. Oh, I've still got the Ripkas. I forgot I still had that. Let's see, so Spire, no. Nah, I can get that later. The reason why I need to do Lith is because it's got the last, oh. It's gone anyway. Lith has the final, Spira piece that I need. And I've got all the bits that I need. I'd just like to be able to play on Wander's level. That might take a little while. Again, you don't need all of the stuff that I have. But if you want to just, like, be able to play with me, that actually doesn't take too long. Okay, you'll only be able to participate in one more mission. That's less than 6 minutes. Alright, we'll do the, exterminate, and then I'll get Gavin instead. But no, it actually doesn't take too long to get to the point where I am. Comparatively, if you want to be like as equipped as Matariel is, or Altoriel, kind of depending on which chat you're talking about. Capture is fast. Yeah, we could do capture. Exterminate's just about as fast, honestly. Oh, clear vote, or I don't know. This won't take very long at all, man. Like, exterminate with this combo is going to be so easy. I'm trying to think of how to describe it exactly. But yeah, really to be able to help out at this level, you need, like, Rhino and a Heck. Both of which are pretty easy to get your hands on. Because, like, Rhino is, like, one of the first frames you can actually get... it's one of the first frames that you can actually get your hands on. And then the Heck's a little bit later. It's an incredibly good gun. Pretty much can carry you through almost the entire game. Hell, I was using it yesterday. Things are bugging out. Let's see. Well, do you wanna... Oh, you got it. I was gonna say you could always just bow out for this round and we can get Gavin and then bring you back on as soon as Rocky's out. I don't know. The other thing is, we do have a lot of other people in my Discord especially that I think are still making it through the game. We've had, I think we've had about 5 people join the game. Like, start playing Warframe this week alone. From what I remember. And, like, if you want to get on it, it's gonna be pretty easy. To be like, yo, let's play. Where are you? What do you need to grind for? Oh, you need Rhino. Because there's always somebody that hasn't gotten Rhino. There's always somebody that hasn't gotten, you know, one frame or another, and it's going to be mad easy to find, like, somebody that's willing to help out. I would say I'm willing to help out. I actually probably would be semi-helpful at this point. Now that I don't have any, like, time-sensitive things that are, like, really forcing me to stop. I'm best for affinity farming, or, like, grinding for really rare things. Like, admittedly, I guess I don't need condition overload anymore. But at the same time, you know, I don't mind doing, like, long, grindy, resource gain missions. Because I just kind of enjoy fighting large amounts of enemies, and I've always got something that needs to be formed or leveled up. Whereas, like, asking me to carry you directly through the game, that's a little bit harder. Mainly just because... Oh, that's a window. Great. I wish they would tint the windows just a little bit, or make them, like, one-way only. Be nice. Because I can never find my way through the tile set on the first go. I love this gun. This is a fun gun. There's some really fun guns in this game. Oh, we've got a... Corrupted Juggernaut. Who, I mean, admittedly, we don't actually need to kill the Juggernaut. It is more fun to kill the Juggernaut. I'm down. They killed me. Remember me. I was at least passably helpful. Oh. And yeah, someday, I don't know. Someday I'll do some kind of like a... This is how to Warframe from a semi-pro person that kind of knows what he's doing. Like, did you know you can roll through laser barriers, but not the doors that nuke your energy? Cameras can be shot. I don't know. I was watching Stumped play Warframe a couple weeks ago. I don't think they've ever played it again. If they had done like another session, I would have been like, yo, invite me along sometime. But then again, they play as like a score as a group. Wow. I guess I'll grab that. I don't know if I have Kogake Prime. I'll have to pay attention to that, actually. But yeah, they were doing all these things that I've just, like, I've grown to just accept as, like, this is how the game is, and they weren't doing it, and I was just like, oh, right. This game is a little bit more, opaque than you think it would be. Rolling it all gets you out of the rift. Yes. Yes. Screw Limbo. I don't like Limbo. In 90% of the games you play solo, online games you don't like relying on randoms. You can, I think you can pretty much always... Let me check if I have the Kogake. I just might not have used it. It's a, no, I have it. I must have it. It's like a fist weapon, right? Yeah, Kogake Prime. I have it, I just never use it. Randoms are fine. Don't play with veterans, you know. It'll be more confusing. Yeah, I will actually say, it's generally... Oh, right. Rocky, you have to go. Oh. It's been fun. Thanks for joining us, and now I'm gonna send, Gavin an invite. And he's offline. Never mind. Let's see. Who else, wanted to join? Yeti, were you around? Yeti and Spaghetti, have an invite. Did you know Limbo's Rift can allow you to go through tasers and motion sensing doors without being affected, but cameras and guards still spot you? Huh. Neat. Okay. Do we have a new Lith? We've got a rescue, we've got a survival. Do we want to do a really just basic Lith survival? Let's do a really basic Lith survival. This is going to be easy peas. Who do I run? I guess I could just do Nidus. Now, I do have, like, the Prisma Gorgon. I should probably use something... Well, I could... No, Stradivar, actually. Have I potatoed this thing? I think I've potatoed it. Yeah, I've potatoed this one. I'll probably just use this, because I'm gonna level it up so I can use this thing. Because, yeah, I can always just rely on Nidus. Oh, I haven't colored this thing yet. I can get a skin for it? Day of the Dead skin. Hell yeah. Probably work. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's kind of blinding, but it's also kind of pretty. Let's make it black. Or dark. Okay. And then instead of this, that's saturated. A little bit of white on the trim. That's a pretty gun. Okay. So yeah, let's just do a Lith survival until I get my my Spirit Prime part. Venus? Yeah, that should be easy. Because yeah, I've got 10 Radiant Lith relics. This should not take very long at all. The other thing I should probably check is, how's my Mara Detron? Is that fully kitted out? And it's already got the potato. And I don't think I'm gonna potato my Ripkas. I don't know if I care. Are the Ripkas any good? In my mind, they're kind of passable at best. But that's probably just because it's not Prime, Prisma, or otherwise. Tried to introduce friends to Warframe. It didn't go so well. Should have let them play solo with each other while to figure out how to do stuff. Yep. No, I made that mistake with Shell. I played a bunch of Warframe without her or any of my friends. And so I was like, hey, Shell, you want to play some Warframe with me? And she was like, I don't even get to play missions with you. You know, you guys just fly through to the end. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually like a legitimate issue. Whoops. Remember, you can roll through laser barricades. You're up against Corpus, or... yeah, it's Corpus. Okay, well, that's fine. How do I... oh. I'm probably just gonna use the Stradivar on full auto. It's neat that you can switch the firing modes, though. Because I actually like semi-automatic rifles way more than I enjoy automatic rifles. Oh, we've got a Necros, don't we? Fanta Ball. Clip size and reload speed could maybe be a little bit better. But I think that might be something I'll just mod in later. Let's see, what do you mean potato? This is just kind of basic Warframe terminology. What the? That guy was freaking out. There's a thing called Orkin reactors, or Orkin something else. I don't actually remember the other version, but there's gold and blue potatoes. And you put them on to double your mod capacity on a weapon. And they're kind of rare, but they're generally recommended to use if you're, they're recommended to use if you're planning on, like, using a weapon more than for, like, a short period of time. These are kind of tough suckers. Did we get red veiled and I didn't notice? We probably did. I should maybe try the Mara Detron. I like this weapon, but it does not do enough damage to the parasitic XMI. At all. But yeah, personally, I just kind of enjoy the term potato. I think everybody does. It's just a fun term. You hear some people call Formas macaroni. I've never heard of a Forma called macaroni before. Honestly, they make me think more of like a waffle. I think part of it is potato is fun to say. Macaroni, I guess, is kind of fun to say. But waffle. I don't know. I think I'm going to insist that that Forma are waffles from now on. Restore plates are called pizzas. Yep, I've heard of that before. Well, you know, I got the revolver skin from Mara Detron, so I got a revolver shotgun. I'm very glad Rage Age sent this to me, by the way. I was going to kind of pass on the Mara Detron, but it's actually a pretty decent gun. I haven't been terribly interested in most secondaries because I usually use like my Atomos or some like group clearing weapon as my secondary. Oh, we've got a limbo. I didn't even realize. Actually, I think I did. Kuva's chilies. Yeah, Forma is short to begin with, other than Oric and Catalyst. Yup. In fact, I think it actually takes more time to say macaroni than Forma. Because Forma is 2 syllables, macaroni. Macaroni is like, what, 4? Macaroni. Yeah, 4. I'm terrible with syllables and whatnot. I guess I should probably actually start powering up my stomp. I might as well use it on this run. We might be here for a little while. I don't know. See, is that the Mesa pistol skin on the Detron? Yeah, it is. I'm not questioning it. I think you can put it on almost any single-handed sidearm. And so that's what I did. See, wonder if you traded in Warframe before. Yeah. It's, so the trading in Warframe is a little bit different from most other games. This isn't like World of Warcraft where you can, like, make bucket loads of money. By, like, buying low and selling high and whatnot. This game has an economy, but the economy is in the premium currency and not credits. Credits are kind of mostly there to limit you, so you can't just buy everything immediately. Because, like, I know if I had infinite credits, I would definitely be able to buy a lot more. Oh, is that one of ours? That's one of ours. Maybe that's why I could never kill it. Yeah, there's no official auction house-like area, which actually I kind of disagree with as a good idea. I know why they did it this way, but it would be really nice if I could just, like, put in a buy order for a couple of things. Okay, and there's the... Nope, that's a Paris Prime. Oh, I actually need the Bronco Prime receiver. I'm trying to make the Act Bronco. But yeah, there's no auction house. Really what you do, actually, it's super easy. What you do is you pull up chat, and there's usually a trade chat if you're on your ship. And you can pretty much just say, I am looking for this in the filters, and then you can see what people are selling. It actually is very functional, and I can't complain too much about it. But I mean, I would still say it's less convenient than being able to go to an auction house. But you don't generally have to worry about scammers. You don't have to worry about scammers, bad deals. You can look everything up beforehand. There's a very, very well-maintained site called Warframe Market or Riven Market. I think that's literally like just Google both of those things and it'll straight up tell you like, you know, what the website is. You go there and you can pretty much look up the fair sale price for almost everything in the game. And even, you know, potentially purchase things from people there. So some juicy looking tentacles you got there. Hell yeah. Why, Limbo? Why? Dude, I was in a defense mission a while back. God damn it! There. Maybe I will notice. I won't keep trying to hit the ally parasite there. Okay, I was in a defense mission on Sedna. I always forget the name of it. With 2 limbos, and one of them would actively banish other players just to make them just to make it more difficult for them to win. And then he would whine about how he kept dying because he hadn't modded himself. Eventually, he actually ran out of lives because I wouldn't revive him and everybody else was poorly equipped, so they couldn't get to him. And so he was kind of mad about that. I figured it was just desserts. Rarely do I see like instant limbo karma, but that was one. Yeah, I guess you could say the economy in this game is RuneScape before the Grand Exchange, but without all the scamming, which is nice. I don't know. I really like how like auction houses and whatnot generally kind of deal with that. Though I think part of the reason why it's not so much Warframe doesn't have to deal with it as much, I think, is just because of market insulation. Most people that need a thing that could get scammed are already far enough into the game that they're not going to get scammed. At least I have not heard of any major scams for this game, and I keep my ear to the ground, pretty close to the ground. Yeah, Riven Market can get insane. Yeah, that one might almost be scammy, but that's just because of inflation more than anything else. Scams only work if you can't research beforehand. Yep. Or if you can, like, pull tricks and stuff. Like, I cannot tell you how many times people would scam when I used to play Warframe. Oh, not Warframe. RuneScape. Where somebody would, like, switch the item out last second, or, like, you know, pretend something was something else, or, you know, just doing all sorts of, you know, just dickish little things that sometimes just catch you unaware. I had a friend that sold like an item for, it was normally worth 3 million, and he accidentally sold it for 3,000 because it was 3M or 3K, and they just saw the letter. You know, the visual didn't change at all. It just was suddenly, well, 1,000 times worse of a deal, and he sold the item, and he could do nothing about it because, you know, that you can't report people for scamming you. Maybe you could have. I never actually checked in RuneScape, and I certainly never was a victim of it. Which is a bit of a shame. RuneScape definitely taught me to not ever teach people, or not teach people, trust people. I definitely developed, I definitely, like, going from RuneScape to many other MMOs, I was instantly more suspicious and, like, wily, which I guess was actually kind of good. Iku Prime, well, Akbolto it is. One of our own accidentally sold a ship engine part for like twice its price. Not because of scamming, but he seriously didn't know how much it was. Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely one of those where, like, yeah, you can absolutely have that happen. But that's also definitely one of those situations where it's, like, kind of on you for not looking up the price beforehand. If you've got that resource, you should be using it. I gotta admit, I do actually like the Ripkas. But maybe it's because I like Vermilion Storm more than I like the Ripkas. I don't know. Matario, what do you think? Ripkas? Yes, no? I think Venka Prime. Alright, there's our answer. I should probably actually load up Venka Prime. So these will just be mastery fodder. Nope, can't hit him. So one thing I don't like about the Maradetron, for whatever reason, I think the projectiles kind of... Maybe it's because they're just coming out of such a small point or whatever. But if an enemy is directly next to you, sometimes you just don't hit them. Which I guess isn't actually that big of a deal. So Venka Prime, they have a fancy mechanic that I have never heard of before. Enlighten me. Because I have Venka, their maximum upgrade, but like I barely do melee in this game. See, I'm assuming you have the Zenistar. Have you seen how big skins get because of it? I don't actually have the Zenistar. I have only been playing Warframe for consecutively 180 days? And Zenistar isn't until you get to 300. Unfortunately, this is one of those games that I only load up to play when it's, you know, stream time or grinding time or whatever. And so it's actually a little bit, yeah, 120 more, 20 more to go. Which is a shame, because I actually want the Zenistar because of how goofy large it gets. Especially on, like, Chroma. I think if Chroma's wielding, it's even larger. Oh, okay, so Venka's thing is its melee multiplier goes up higher. Huh. I guess I will have to use it then. But yeah, I've seen how large your Zenistar gets. I think Zenistar was one of the first big swords I ever saw in the game, and I was just like, how do you get that? And this was like back when like I didn't even have Limbo Prime yet, which probably isn't actually that impressive of a thing, or you know, time frame that anybody knows about, because I barely recorded those times. I really wish I had. I would have had like twice as many. I would have had twice as many Warframe episodes and a backlog that would last for years. But at the same time, oh well. Huge Zenistar is a bug they decided to keep in the game. Yup. I kind of figured. DE is pretty good at fixing their bugs, at least from what I've seen. There's a couple of visual bugs that I get the feeling they intentionally keep around. Like when you're climbing onto your orbiter to leave, and your character ends up like tilted or like freaking out a little bit. Somebody made a crap your pants bot. Yeah, no, ban that. It's a funny gaffe, but Wanderbot's good because it actually is kind of helpful. Anything else is going to get really annoying really fast. I'm just going to rip those, at least for a little bit. But yeah, I'll try out Venka Prime after this. Because yeah, if it gets a melee multiplier up higher, and if I go with the the way that makes it so the melee multiplier goes down by a set amount as opposed to fully disappearing, that could actually work out really well for me. I am getting hungry. When did I last eat? I guess I ate probably right before the stream. Not that it's that big of a deal. Maybe I'll stop for like a quick apple bar. There we go. I'll have to load on the Venka after we've maxed this out. So I don't think I've ever actually used it. The Ripkas has a mod that increases damage against prone enemies, but the definition of prone is kind of hazy and not very helpful. Yeah, I can imagine that wouldn't actually be as good as I'd like it to be. Every time this timer comes up, I get really worried. Really? Still nothing. Every time this timer shows up, I get really worried because it says my reactant is 0, and it's like, did I just manage to ignore everything? Like, did I just miss every bit of reactant? Also, this Spear of Prime pouch is wily. Way too wily. Okay, now that I'm actually here, thank you for defending me. I don't know. Well, no, I know exactly what it is. So, obviously, I stream for many, many hours at a time, and it gets, yeah, you guys are gonna hear me eat on camera for a little bit. Somebody got mad at me the other day when we were doing just boring grinding stuff, and I ate a snack. I'm sorry. It's kind of one of those where it's like, I'm going to be talking on camera anyway. The worst thing that you have to hear is just kind of the occasional munch. Normally I try and keep it out of my regular LPs, but sometimes it will make it in, especially if we're doing something decidedly uninteresting. Because I kind of like default to super casual mode. Because like, I don't know, I kind of enjoy just sitting back sometimes and play, like especially with Warframe. Especially after like 190 episodes, I think I can kind of get away with being a little bit of a, well, I'm going to say a bit of a slob. And we will allow you to eat, Wander. Some people don't. Some people get real mad. But then again, that's like true of everything. I had somebody that was like really mad at me because I guess I'm annoying. It's like, man, different strokes, different folks. And some people are just nasty. Of course, I'm not going to eat if I just run around shooting things, but that, whatever. But yeah, no, for a series that I'm, like, actually super serious about, I'm definitely not. But, is that our parasitic eczemas, or is that, I guess that's somebody else's. Oh, weird. Alright, whatever. Anyway. Rapper sounds. Anyway, so yeah, I've started eating these, apple bars. I think I just picked one up randomly, because, like, around 11 o'clock every night, I start getting really hungry. Because it's been about, you know, 5 hours since I last ate. And so it's like, you know, I would like to eat some food before, No, it's crumbling on me. Ooh, this one's good. I like to eat some food before I, like, kind of keep streaming, because it's really hard to focus on Let's Playing. On an empty stomach. I know some people can do it, but me? Mm-mm. I'm extremely susceptible to, hunger. Which is part of the reason why I have so much trouble, losing weight. I'm like, I've had 2 water bottles since we started tonight. But I'm just very hungry after a while. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal. But so we were looking for things to eat, and so I grabbed like a box of Nature Valley bars, you know, just the kind of like basic oats and honey. Which are downright delicious, but like, you can't get that out of your teeth. It, like, those like oats will just stay there forever. And so it was kind of like a subprime snack. It was tasty, and it definitely was filling. But like, I spent like half the time not eating the thing, but just like making sure that it wasn't gonna be like recording with like bits of food lodged in my teeth, because that's disgusting. And super noticeable. Not for you, but for me. I never know how people can like talk with a toothpick in their mouth. Or worse yet, like, tobacco chew? Ugh. My uncle did that for a while, and it's like, why would you ever do this? It's disgusting. Like, I can understand it if you're, like, addicted to tobacco and you don't want to smoke, but, like... Ugh. But yeah, so the Nature Valley bars were just kind of, like, not great for what we needed. So eventually, I've been seeing these, like, effectively... They're like, long Fig Newtons. I'm sure people have had these before, but I saw them at a Whole Foods. They've always had, like, a whole stack of them near the milk. I'm like, I'm just gonna pick up a box of these. It's like 6 for $3, which, you know, it's not a terrible snack, all things considered. And they were really good! If you ever go to, Whole Foods, they're like apple bars are really good. Their other flavors, not so much so, but the apple ones are, like, really, really tasty. But so we've been going to different grocery stores trying out different apple bars. And so we tried Targets, we tried Nature Valleys, we tried a couple others. But this week we tried, I just got a little bit more. Venka Prime Blades. Yay, not helpful. But so we went to Trader Joe's and picked up a box of theirs, and I can safely say they have the best apple bars I've ever had. Oh, good. Let's see, I guess no Necros on the team? I thought we had a Necros, but I could be wrong. Inros? No, we don't. Well, maybe do. Limbo, Excalibur, nope, I guess I was wrong. I guess I should have probably been Necros, honestly. Oh well. Okay. Well, done with the apple bar. That's the other thing I like about the apple bars. It's only one. The Nature Valley, like, granola bars, it's 2 in a package, so you kind of have to eat both. I don't really need 2. I just need 1.